यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवति भारत अभ्युत्थानम् अधर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम् परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे.
Good morning, my dear loving children. Today, as usual, I have taken a word which is related with concentration of power, and that word is authoritarianism. This word is made up of the basic word which form the core of the constituent material of the authoritarianism. The basic word is authority. What is authority? Authority means a kind of composite power which lies with a certain body. Suppose in our country you have the authority of Prime Minister. But suppose tomorrow Prime Minister post becomes so powerful that it takes the character of what happened in 25th June 1975, that it led to emergency. So that emergency era was called authoritarianism. Authority is a power which lies in the office. But if that system becomes so powerful, that system is called authoritarianism. Authoritarianism. Now, I would like to discuss something bigger and slightly more significant in nature, which comes under the ambit of authoritarianism. What does that authoritarianism mean? It means that a powerful ruler, or a government which enjoys unlimited power, regardless of the fact what are the popular perception, what are the limitations, what are the do's and don'ts. No, these are the areas, these are the ambit which has totally been taken away. Power flows from the barrel of the gun. Now, under these broad categories, there would be a lot of words which would be related to it. Despotism, then oligarchy, authoritarianism is one word. Then totalitarianism, in which totality means scant power or privilege is given to the people. Everything is observed by the government of the authority which is controlling the central command. Now let us listen some of the words, then we would be able to come to its explanatory portion. A critical period that saw a number of third world countries abandon authoritarianism for democracy. Now let us listen some of the words, let us discuss some of the words, then we will come back in comparison with authoritarianism vis-a-vis democracy. Absolutism. Absolutism. When you say the power is absolute, it means there is no scope of compromise. You must have heard in the history, recently there was a dictator in Pakistan, Ayub Khan, then General Mashuraf, uske pehle that was General Zia-ul Haq. It was called the rule of absolutists. They were absolute, that power emanates only from one authority, that was dictator. So absolutists are also called dictators. Totalitarian means totality lies in one single command. So that system is called totalitarianism. So you have to remember that authoritarianism is also the same, is that the meaning of totalitarianism consists of. Then autarky. What is autarky? System comes under automatic mode. Recently, you must have seen in the paper or in the electronic media, there is a total autarky in North Korea. They need no second man, no third man, no fourth man. One single head, the president, who is very cruel, who is absolutist in nature. He has taken the entire power in his own hand. His father was also like that. His grandfather was also like that. During emergency, our country also witnessed the same scenario. Power vested in single man, that is single women, and that was Mrs. Gandhi. Caesarism. What is Caesar? There is a country in the world that is called Russia. Before Bolshevik Revolution, there was Tsar in Russia. But if you go to Europe, that was Julius Caesar. It was, the entire power was in the hand of Caesar, though later he was assassinated. So when the power comes in one single authority, that authority is termed as totalitarianism. And when that totalitarianism is known by a single man, that is called Caesarism. Caesar was a dictator and he was the ruler in Rome. Under his name, that word Caesarism came to be popular. Tsarism, same is the story of the Tsar also. Tsar was a dictator in Russia. Very cruel administrator. Dictator. Before 1917 Bolshevik Revolution, there was rule of Tsar, and the system was called Tsarism in Russia. As Caesarism in Europe, that is in Rome, it was Tsarism in Russia. Then despotism. Who are these despots? Most of the dictators, whether it is Idi Amin of Uganda, or Saddam of Iraq, or Hosni Mubarak of Egypt, or Colonel Muammar Gaddafi of which country was he? Egypt, not Egypt. Libya. So they were all dictators. They were all despots. Power lied in single head, and he totally went amok. They went amok. Whatever they decided unilaterally, that was writ large. Nobody could prod fingers at them. So that was travesty to justice. So that was called despot. But who are called despots? Despots are those who doesn't listen to anyone. They are dictators. And these people are very cruel, because in order to implement their writ, they will go to any extent. They will stoop down so low, and they will compromise with human values and humanism just to establish their own despotic order, their own power. Dictatorship, as I told you, dictatorship is a system, dictator is a person. As I told you by name, whether it is Egypt, Hosni Mubarak, and Libya's of Colonel Muammar Gaddafi, or in North Korea you are seeing that fat man. So there were so many dictators in the history also and the recent past. Recently you have seen in Pakistan that Musharraf, General Musharraf, he was also dictator. Totalitarianism And totalitarianism is the just acronym of totalitarianism. Tyranny. What is tyranny? Tyranny. Tyranny means despot, who wields entire power in his own hand. Our power lies in only few hands. That is called tyrannical system. Tyrannical means the system of authoritarianism is so cruel and blatant that entire population is suffering from tyranny, that is the misrule of the ruler. So you can say the system is tyrannism, but the system prevailing is called one of tyranny. And one who is a dictator, if we take the word, he would be called tyrant. So these are some of the words which are in the ambit of authoritarianism and its meaning. And words related to totalitarianism. Just listen. Monarchism. What is monarchy? Monarchy means rule by a king or by princess or by queen. And mind you, barring few kings, none of the kings in the history have been respected. They have been very cruel. They suck the blood of the population of their territory, and in order to subject and subjugate people to the extent that no dissent spreads, they will spread a kind of merciless implementation of regimental authority, which is very cruel in nature. Monarchy, Big Brother. Who is Big Brother? You must have seen recently, there was a young chap from Bihar, Sushant Singh Rajput. Possibly he was cornered from all the sides. Why? Because there was no big brother of him in Bollywood to let him survive. It is such a nexus of all dirty elements together that only those who has big brother or godfather under their tutelage, nobody, no newcomer can flourish. Whatever little he had to flourish, he already achieved those. But later on, he went under depression and finally committed suicide. If the system is like that, then the mechanism would be called big brotherism. My dear children, I'll just give you one incident that during emergency, that is between 1975 to 77, it was big brotherism, which was very common. And you know who was Big Brother? It was the second son of Mrs. Gandhi, Sanjay Gandhi. Very, very absolutist in nature, and his writ extended large to almost all administrative apparatus, and the country was in total turmoil. And soon after emergency, Congress badly lost. So that was the result and impact of big brotherism spread by Sanjay Gandhi. Fascism. Fascism, what is fascism? Fascism means this particular system spread in Italy. And the proponent of fascism was Mussolini, same country from which Mrs. Sonia Gandhi hails from. Fascism is the next name of tyranny. It's the another name of despotism. It is another name of total chaos and tyranny. It was one people or his coterie of man by whose aid and abets he was running the administration of the nation. It was a massive, callous extermination of human values. People were badly annihilated without any rhyme or reason. Just because somebody did not agree to the policies of the dictator, they were done away with. They were killed, they were butchered. They were thrown away from the way. So that was fascism. So fascism is a process in which it is going to symbolize no human values, no civic culture, only totalitarianism in nature. What one man say, how to be accepted, how to be implemented, how to be followed in totality. Nazism, the best proponent of Nazism was, and the most prevalent and the most common, Adolf Hitler. He had natural repugnance against the Jews, and he spread a kind of reign of terror. He unleashed so much of, barbarism on the Jews that he created gas chamber and burned people alive, suffocated them to death. Millions were dead, millions were butchered, and millions who could not undergo this kind of pain, they died in the process on the way to concentration camp. That was what Nazism was all about. Domination, operation, so that is also a word which is related to totalitarianism or authoritarianism or absolutism or despotism or tyranny. These are all similar words. Words related to totalitarianism. Now let us listen to some of the words which are in the category of antonyms. इसका उल्टा क्या है? कौन से वर्ड है? Democracy. There you have no human reckonings in totalitarianism. It is only one despot whose writ large extends and being implemented to the population in laterness spirit. Here, antonyms the word democracy. It is the people's will, not the king's will. Democracy means entire population has to vote somebody. There is a particular mechanism through which democracy really operates. Self-governance. Self-governance. You have Panchayati Raj system, you have local ward system, then you have state government, then central parliament. So it is just like a pyramidal structure in which the grassroots or village panchayat is the focal point. So this is taking everybody into consensus, everybody into confidence. The poorest of poor has single vote. Even the richest man has only one vote, and the poorest man has a vote. But in totalitarianism society, there is no reckoning of anyone. It is what dictators say, how to be believed, how to be implemented. But unlike democracy, each and every individual counts a lot, counts to the destiny of the nation. Self-rule, freedom, self-determination. There, the concept of rights does not exist in totalitarianism. But in its when you are looking for its antonyms, self-determination means you are free to put forth your own suggestion. That is called self-determination, in which every individual has their own rights and responsibilities. Of course, rights are always coupled with the responsibilities. But after all, you have the rights. In totalitarian society, you have no rights. You can't speak. If you speak, that would be considered as a matter of treason. You would be put on the gallows. Gallows मतलब फांसी पे लटका दिया जाएगा. That is the justice. The best, most prevalent form of justice in totalitarian society is, if somebody raises question, put him to death, kill him, silence him. There could be different ways. But when you come in the era, in the zone of antonyms, it is everyone, every individual counts for its own human values, human content. Autonomy and sovereignty, these are the words which are in the category of antonyms. So my dear loving children, the practice is very similar. I try to explain authoritarianism. These days, I don't know, my heart really bleeds for a kind of law which is taking a shape of authoritarianism, that is unilateral authoritarianism. If any married woman complains about her husband, maybe reason could be anything. It could be their own personal self-aggrandizement or question of blackmailing by the wife. If Article 498 is invoked, husband has no role. Husband has nowhere to escape except to the jail. So that system is also called authoritarianism. This is very despotic article or provision under CRPC that should be obliterated. There should be minimum prima facie case of FIR before coming down to a conclusion what one party says out to be correct. Unless until you have exhausted all possibilities of natural justice from both sides, you cannot invoke Article 498. So my dear loving children, I believe that I have been able to simplify this matter in a very lucid manner, so that it's not only the word तो एक छोटी सी बात होती है. You must learn the process through which you can really develop the habit of learning new words, finding its meaning, looking for its synonyms, antonyms, and start constructing sentences. This practice will help you to write essays and also to become, ingenious, prolific writers, because your imagination depends upon what kind of or what quantum of word power you have. More word power, more sense of imagination in your mental faculty arises. That will help you. So try to develop the habit of learning word, looking for its meaning, and trying to speak it out. Because if you just remember for a day or two, that would be simply ephemeral. If you try to speak it out with your friends and constantly keep using it, that will be multiplied, and that will be very useful for you to expand your working English vocabulary power. Thank you very much.
यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवति भारत अभ्युत्थानम् अधर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम् परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृताम् धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि